Great. Oops. Thank you, Sally.
You're welcome.
That was a beautiful introduction.
And I'll get this microphone going so when you leave the podium,
All right,
okay?
if I need that. Okay, great. Well, good morning, everybody. It's great to see you. Great to be back. Typically, I'm in this room, and the chairs are all kind of scattered in a circle, and people are standing up and doing fun things with each other, and I'm hoping that's what we'll do also today. But before we do that, I want to appreciate you for inviting me to speak with you about one of the great passions of my life, which is improvisational theater, and also how that might relate to the UU principles. So before we even go there, how many people have ever heard of improvisational theater by raise of hands? Great, thank you. And for how many people is this like a brand new concept? All right, well, I see we have an experienced group already. So how many people have ever seen improvisational theater? Oh, wow, okay. How many people have actually done some improvisational theater? Yes, good, all right, nice. You what?
I have now.
You have now. You for sure have, Xana. Yeah, yeah. Several of my class, my students are here, and in fact, we will be doing a little demo. So anyway, a little bit about me. I have trained and taught improv and co-founded 2 improvisational performing groups in Ashland when I lived there. I moved to Florence about 1.5 years ago. And I, kind of scoped around who's doing improv here, and I found there was a great little theater group, Last Resort Players, but nobody was doing improv. I thought, well, I want to bring my improv experience and get my improv community going here. And so I reached out to Last Resort Players, and Sally was a great support in this, and we got something going. And several of you have come to the classes, and I really appreciated the support. And my hope would be that we might start an improv theater troupe in this town for our own entertainment and to play for each other. So that's the ultimate goal. But in the meantime, I just love sharing this with other people. So what is improvisational theater? It's a performance art that's based on cooperation, imagination, and generosity. Is there any resonance with any of the UU ideas in that? Yeah, so I'm going to ask you, since you're the UU people here, to be listening with that third ear as I'm talking and as we'll be showing you some things. Where is that resonance? Where is that connection? Because we're going to co-create those answers together. Okay, so what it is not, what improv theater is not, is being impulsive. It's not necessarily about being clever or funny. And it's not about finding humor at another person's expense. So it's inclusive, it's supportive, and it's, it honors the energy that we make to connect. Resonance? Yeah, great. Okay, cool. So, and for many, there's improvisation in many different art forms. I think Jeff, our musician, is going to share, has maybe even done some improv, what he calls doodling, or what his wife calls doodling already, and hopefully we'll hear some more of that. But there's improvisational writing, improvisational poetry, improvisational music and art. So it's really the skill of being in the moment, using what we have, our own impulses and creativity to create something that's never happened before. So it's really an act of creation. Okay, so let's start with the golden rule of improv. And that is to enter every scene and every theater game with an attitude of yes and. Who's ever heard of that term before, the yes and? Great. Is somebody willing to take a stab at what that means to you? Somebody out there? Yeah, Nin, and loud.
It's accepting what comes to you and then embellishing it or expanding it or playing with it.
Right, exactly. It's furthering. It's taking an offer. We call anything that happens in improv an offer. You take it and you add to it. the opposite of that is something we call blocking. When somebody makes an offer and you go, no, let's go to the beach. The beach, we're not at a beach, we're in an office. So, that's not furthering the experience together. So let's take a look at that. I have engaged the help of several of my students who are willing to do a little demo, and we're going to look at that together, and they're going to do 3 different scenarios, and we're going to see the power of how the yes and works. So I'd like to invite my players to come forward, and we have Xana, who's been wonderful, Brooke, Jackie, and we have Maggie and Sally. Great. So let's start.
She likes me. She really likes me.
So we are going to imagine that this is a family, all right? And I'm going to need your help, and we're going to cast them, okay? So first, we need someone who's going to be the grandmother of the family. Who should that be?
Not me.
Okay.
That was a block. Santa.
Sally will do it.
All right. Well, somebody said Xana, yes?
Yes.
All right. So yes and.
See, that's my gift.
That's right. Okay. No blocking.
All right.
So, okay, yes and. Who's going to be? There's going to be the 2 parents. And who could the 2 parents be?
Maggie.
Sally and Brooke.
Sally and Brooke. Okay, so they're the parents. And then we have a teenager. Who could that be? We have Maggie. And then we have the 10-year-old. Okay, good. All right, so they are a family. We have grandma, we have the parents, the teenager, and the 10-year-old. And they have to decide something together. So what is it they would be deciding? What would a family decide?
Dinner.
Going on vacation.
Where to go on vacation. Good, like that. All right, so we have a family that is going to be deciding where to go on vacation, and they each have their role. Now, we're going to see 3 different scenarios. They're going to be amazingly great, but I'm going to ask you to hold your applause until the end, so we can really just focus in on what's happening, okay? All right, so in the first scenario, so you all know,
Yes.
okay.
No.
So this is, this is
Considering the no.
okay, so,
Vacation?
yeah, you're gonna decide where to go on vacation, go.
We're not going on vacation. That's a stupid idea.
No, it isn't.
You think every idea is stupid.
Well, I'm just saying, it's a stupid, I don't want to do that one. Let's do another one. No.
You kids don't want to go on vacation, do you?
I want to.
It
I want to
depends
go
on.
on vacation.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
no.
but I don't want to go with her.
Look, you
No.
guys.
No.
There's too much to be done here.
No.
We've got things to do. We don't have time for vacation this year.
Oh,
Sorry.
Tom.
We don't have the energy for it. It's not going to
And
happen.
we don't have money. There is no money for
I'm
any vacation.
leaving. You guys can figure it out.
I'm
We're not
so
going.
embarrassed.
I think we should go pick beans.
No, but you bought something last week.
A fishing pole, I'm trying to catch food for us.
All right, good. So, what did we see? Here. Blocking, exactly, blocking. And how did that come across? I mean, what was, no, stupid idea, no, never do that, we can't afford
In
it.
other words, a normal family.
Yeah, right. All right, so now it's the yes but, right? Okay, so we're gonna see them still deciding where to go on vacation, so you might make suggestions about, places. And we'll see what happens when they say yes, but. Let's watch.
Well, we could go to the beach, but, sometimes it's not that warm at the beach.
I don't agree. The beach is not a very good place to go. I suggest we go to the river.
We need a place with a discount.
I like to go. I like to fish, but
I don't think we can all fit in the car.
We don't have the bait for going fishing.
Wait a minute. I want to go to an amusement park.
I like that
When you
idea.
go to an
I like,
amusement
but that
park,
costs a lot of money. Here and again, we're back to the money.
and we all get separated and lost, and then we can't find
by each other, and somebody's gonna get hurt on one of those dumb rides.
Yes, but we're all happy.
I'm just saying, I think the kid has got a great idea, but it
I
really is
just
not the
found
time
a
of
place
year.
on my phone that we could
What is
go.
it?
What is it?
It's got a disco.
I don't think your phone is gonna work there.
All right, very good. And what did we see there in the yes but scenarios? Anything different than the first? Not much. Not much. A little bit more engagement maybe, but still, you know, it's kind of like shutting down the idea. All right. So finally, let's see what happens when we do the yes and. All right. Go.
I can't wait for our vacation this year.
I know, and we're gonna have such a good time because we all love each other.
I know. I'm so glad you
We
could
could
have
have
the summer off from school, and I'm so glad you came to visit.
Yes,
this summer.
yes, and when we get back from vacation, we get to then go to the pound and buy a couple of puppies.
Oh my God! Yes! So, and I got a raise at work, so we can go to that amusement park that you've wanted to go to.
Okay, and all right, we might go to the beach too, okay?
Okay, fine. And when all is said and done, we're gonna finally get married. We're gonna make it legit, and it's gonna be a fabulous wedding, isn't it, honey?
Okay, good. And tune in next week to find out where they'll go on their honeymoon. All right, let's give them a round. Okay, so did you sense the energy, even though, I mean, a lot of it, you know, was, we're making it all up. The energy, the feeling of the energy in that last scene, so different. Connecting, supportive, imaginative. Yeah. So in those ways, resonance with you? Yeah, cool. All right. Well, let's see. I also have something I thought that that we might try, if those that are willing. There's another improv principle. You know, improv isn't just something that, you know, happens just, you know, people making things up. There are, it kind of looks like it's just happening, like people are making, but there are really, you know, kind of, not ground rules, but kind of guidelines. And the yes and is one of them. And another of our guidelines in doing improv is called make your partner perfect. And now that's a very heavy, that's kind of like very Zen, isn't it? Kind of a really interesting concept. What does that mean to make your partner perfect? Well, in improv, what it means is whatever your scene partner offers you in a gesture or in a line of dialogue, the way we respond to that makes what they just said the perfect thing to have been said or done. So we, in our response, make a connection and support what came toward us. So that's kind of the level of cooperation. Now that doesn't mean the scene stops there. I mean, it can go in many directions because we include the yes and along with make your partner perfect. So if somebody says, you know, let's go to the beach, and I say, yes, and I just happen to have my bathing suit with me, and they say, you know, so I'm validating them. I'm saying I have my bathing suit, and they say, oh, but I need to go to the store first. I so good, because you know what? I need to get a bottle of water. So we're just adding more and more to the scene and giving it a reality that way by making what came to us the perfect thing to have been said. So this, of course, is you know, easier to do in improv than in real life, because we're often confronted with people who we don't always agree with and who don't always, you know, share our points of view about basic issues of morality and justice. But if we can find one small way to make that person's point of view valid, even if it's just to acknowledge, I can see that really is meaningful to you, that you really care about this issue through, you know, through your point of view, we can keep the connection going. And in that connection is the key to creating a more harmonious world. Resonance? Yeah. Okay. Not always easy, but it's probably the only path through how we're going to bridge our differences. Okay. So, are you willing to try a little improv experiment?
Yes.
Okay, great. So Sally and I are going to model for you an improv exercise we call the gift. Now, this is a very fun exercise because you get to give and receive gifts, and who doesn't like that? So, so the way this is going to work. So Sally, come on up, and we can stand here together.
Yes.
All right. And so Sally is going to offer me a gift. You know, this is all, you know, imagination. Of course, maybe if you have something valuable you'd like to offer me, that's what I like those earrings.
Yeah.
No, she's going to create a gift. And this doesn't have to be something I might even want as a gift or something we might consider a desirable gift. So it can be anything. And my job is to accept it with the yes and. You know, yes, you know, with gratitude. First of all, gratitude is a big thank you. And then, you know, I'll explain why it's the perfect gift for me in this moment. And then Sally will add the yes and to add to my response. So maybe we should stand in front so people can see us here. Okay. Hi, Sally.
Hi, how are you?
All right, good.
Good. I have the perfect thing for you.
Oh, a gift?
Yes,
Oh.
it's a gift. It's my parents', it's a broken sewing machine from Rockford, Illinois.
Wow.
I know.
A broken sewing machine from Rockford, Illinois.
Yeah.
Well, you know that my uncle lives in Rockford, Illinois, and he invented sewing machines just for me. His model this is like a family heirloom for me too, Sally. This is so precious. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna put it above the mantle. I'm gonna put the mantle above my fireplace.
Oh, and that just resonates with me because I have a photo of a mantle
Yes.
that was given to me back in Milwaukee, as a matter of fact, Wisconsin. Do you know what Milwaukee, Wisconsin?
I've been
It's
there.
just north of Rockford.
Yeah.
And there's a photograph of this beautiful mantle with a broken sewing machine. Could be the same one.
Sally, I've got to see this. This is amazing.
Amazing. Will you come over later and I'll show you my photograph?
I love that. You know, I just baked a pie. I'll bring it.
Oh, and I got ice cream. It's mango sorbet because it's really gluten-free.
You know, my doctor just told me I need to stop eating gluten.
Oh, don't tell me about the doctors. They're telling me all kinds of good stuff.
I
I
know.
love 'em.
Well, listen, I'll catch up with you later.
Okay.
And I'll bring the pie.
Okay, I'll see you later.
All
Bye.
right. And I'll do one for Sally.
If that weren't enough.
Yeah. So we saw the yes and, we saw the make my writer free, we saw the imagination, we saw making things up. So that's the beauty of improv, is that you can just pull anything out of the air as long as you find a way to connect with your partner. Sally.
Hi.
Hi. Hey, I have something for you.
What?
It's a banana.
A
Here you
banana?
go.
Oh
Here
my
you go.
God, and it's so green, which means it's really not ripe enough to eat, which is the ones I like.
Oh.
Because when they're green, they're not mushy. You know what I mean?
I totally do. And you know what? I love that it's green because like it matches the color of your eyes.
Oh, that is the
I think you
sweetest
just
thing.
walk around with that banana and just like really hold it close to your eyes.
Too sexy for my eyes. Too sexy for my banana.
Sally's a pro already here. All right. So my invitation to you is to turn to some, if you're willing to do this. Now, we always, and I say this in my classes, if you want to sit this one out and just watch or listen in on somebody, you're always welcome to do that. But it's kind of fun to experiment. So I'm going to say, find somebody sitting next to you or near you, and your task is to each take a turn to offer your partner a gift. Their job is to accept it with gratitude. That's where we say the yes, and explain why it's the perfect gift. And then your job, the gift giver, is to, add to that, and, based on what their response is, and just to try it out. And then you'll reverse, and the one who was the first giver will be then the receiver. So it's just a 3-line exchange. And about the gift, as I said, it could be something desirable, or it could be something kind of neutral, but let's just keep it in the PG rating, okay? All right. So we'll take a couple of minutes and just go. If you have a question, raise your hand. Let's give yourselves first a big round of applause for trying that out. I really appreciate the involvement. It was really fun to just watch all the animation. So what was that like? How did it go? Anybody want to speak? Fun? Fun. Positive. Fun, positive. Or is that part of the you? Yeah, okay, good. Great. Well, good. So you have you are now all welcome to the tribe of the improviser, now that you've done that, so welcome, and great. All right, so I once heard somebody say that doing improv will show you Xana mentioned the word positivity. Doing improv will show you also how much negativity you have, because you will watch where you block energy, where you might have found the yes and, but you held on to your point of view, where you, insisted on a certain way of doing things instead of being open to trying another way, even though it may not be your preferred way. So it's an interesting life path. And when I came and sat down and I saw this lovely graphic that was on the board, and then I saw, oh, that's so interesting. It's between improv theater. I thought.
And the date is June.
Oh yeah, June. Right, 2 seconds. Right, I didn't even see that one. But you know what? June 3rd is my birthday, so June 2nd looks great. And I thought, sure, it is improv theater. I have improved my relationships. I have improved my feelings about myself. I have improved my connection with my community, all through doing improv. So I'm not going to call that a mistake at all. I'm going to call that making my partner perfect. So, great. Anyway.
I did that on purpose.
Thank you, Sally. It was a good plan. All right. So I'm going to wrap up here pretty soon. But there is one more improv skill that I want to share with you, and this is available to all. You don't have to be an improviser to do this. And like in all aspects of life, there's times when, you know, we do improv and it just didn't go right. You know, we made a mistake, we blocked, we didn't, you know, accept what our partner was giving us. Maybe our minds just went blank and we forgot what character we were. And, you know, that happens. It happens. We're human. We're, you know, that's the nature of being human, is that we're going to be making, you know, little mistakes and gaffes, and some bigger than others. But, you know, when we notice that we have made a mistake, our tendency is to kind of go, ooh, you know, we feel that sense of like, don't look at me, we shrink, you know, embarrassment, maybe some shame. And these are all, you know, those emotions and those actions block our natural spontaneity. So we're like shutting down instead of opening up. So what I teach my students and what I try to use for myself is a different approach. So when we, you know, find ourselves making, you know, one of those moments where it's like, instead of going, oh, geez, I did it wrong. What's wrong with me? God, I will never do this again. We open up, we expand our arms, and we say, I love myself. I love myself. Oh, good, I didn't even. And it kind of keeps us present in the moment, connects us back to ourselves, keeps us, you know, like in our community, so we don't kind of, you know, abandon ourselves, and gets us back in the game. So that's something you don't have to be an improviser to know how to do. You just have to be a human. So that's, I offer you that as well. Okay, so we explored the yes and, the make your partner perfect, the I love myself, and I'm going to open it up to you all now to think, are there any other ways that you have felt, just through hearing me today and the little exercise, the connection between the UU principles and improvisational theater? Anybody want to? Yeah, Karen. Inclusiveness, that's right. Very good.
And interdependent.
Interdependent, that's right. We cannot do it alone. We need the other person, and we need to engage in a way that keeps building things. Yeah, Brooke.
I just wanted to remind people that if you see somebody struggling and being hard on themselves, you can go, I love myself, and remind them to do that, and it's very effective.
I think it will be really interesting to do it in the middle of Fred Meyer right before they cart me away.
Or on the contrary, Xana, maybe they'll say, we need to teach all our employees how to do that. Yeah. Okay. Any other thoughts?
It's fun.
Uh-huh. Right. Okay. And that's a big part of community, isn't it? To enjoy each other, to enjoy the connection, to find things that we can play. Improv is a lot about play, and as we grow older, we forget how important that is, to be able to go into our imaginations, to become a character, to engage with other people in uplifting ways that are imaginative.
Accepting others.
And accepting, yes. A lot of this is about listening and acceptance and being present. It's a mindfulness practice in a lot of ways. So.
I think also that you touched on it, but I think it's also that you have to be 100% attentive to your partner, what they're saying and what they're doing, which we are rarely doing that.
Absolutely. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, or what you're going to say next, because it may be not even relevant to what is. So that's a great point, that really that focused presence and being available and open. Very nice. Yeah, Jackie.
From that builds trust in ourselves.
Right. Right. And when we trust in ourselves, we have so much more to offer, because we're not in that place of anxiety, self-consciousness, worry. Exactly. We can be more generous. Great. Boy, this has been really cool. All right. Well, before I go, I did want to acknowledge Jeff, who did take on the willingness to improvise some music for us, and I thank you, Jeff, for that opportunity. So yeah, thank you for showing him some appreciation. And if you want to learn, you know, if this has whetted your appetite at all and you want to learn a little bit more about improv and maybe take a class or learn about different events that are happening, I do happen to have a little email, you know, name and put your email, and I'll just leave that here for anybody who'd like to sign it. I will not use your email address for anything other than improv info. So, again, thank you for inviting me. And remember, make your partner perfect with a statement that starts yes and when all else fails, spread your arms wide and say, I love myself. Thank you.